dressing room, I want you to obey my commands at all time. Shorts are good here, shorts are high, the belt line is fair. Touch gloves, good luck to the both of you.
Third fight of the night, Manny. Antonio Napolitano in the yellow trunks, trimmed with red, against Edwin Flores, the Mexican trunks. You said you've seen Flores in action before, live, Manny. What should we expect from him?
Well, I got to watch him at 147 pounds sometime last February. Those first 2 rounds, he was doing pretty good. It took some adapting from young Chris Guerrero in order to put some work in. I think maybe with a bit more weight, less of a weight cut for him, he might be able to give us a few more rounds here. That being said, Napolitano's an absolute stud and looking to make an example of him. Well, we've seen in our last fight how that could quickly turn.
I don't anticipate the same misfortune for Napolitano as Dawood this bout. However, big shot by Antonio actually, but I don't imagine Antonio's going to.
Oh, he's complaining of a headbutt.
Headbutt. Maybe that's a case, you know, time back called by referee Mark Simmons. I think I did hear.
There was a little closeness. I don't know if he opened them up or not. We'll see.
See how long Mark Simmons gives him.
We'll see if he has a mouse or not. Oh no! Don't tell me you can't continue. Don't no.
I think so.
Get the corner to look at it. Maybe.
He's okay.
All right.
Thank goodness.
Small little mouse there. A little bit of a cut.
Smelling blood, literally though. Maybe he will try and go for the finish.
Hopefully the guys in the booth can get us the replay of that, and we can see whether or not that was a clash of heads. Does look suspiciously like one though.
I believe I heard the sound. Referee Mark Simmons was a top amateur himself.
Quickly becoming one of my favorite Canadian refs.
Done some big fights.
You know, it's going to sound silly, but it is a complicated job. But it is an aging profession as well. So we need some young, bigger gentlemen out there that can handle some of their very heavyweights as well.
Nice work by Napolitano.
I wish more retired fighters would join the ranks of the referees.
It's a good move, and I think people feel a lot more comfortable with a former fighter, or certain former fighters in the.
There's a better understanding, that's for sure.
At times there can be. That's not to say you have to be a fighter to be a referee.
Well, there's plenty of good examples that weren't, but nonetheless, Napolitano does seem to have a bit of a welt on the side of his head there that would match up pretty well with that cheekbone.
If Napolitano exits this ring without a cut of some kind, it'd be fantastic news for him. Scar tissue over his eyes. I think he acknowledged a bit of work from Edwin Flores here.
A bit of a Romanesque Mark Anthony thing going on here. He's definitely looking to open up on his opponent. Villarreal definitely good on the movement. Not too much has landed from either guy in this round. Bit of a hard round to score.
One thing about Antonio Napolitano is he does have
What's happening here? We're having a dance off in the middle of the ring here. Crowd reacts in kind. We go to round 2.
Feeling out process for the most part, but Antonio did try to land some big shots. I think Flores was.
Well, I won't lie, that headbutt got me a little scared there because he did.
Momentarily, I thought we may have a very quick ending to the contest. Again, that shows the experience of referee Mark Simmons and giving him the moments and assessing the situation.
So I'm pretty sure he's going to tell the judges now or whatnot that it was from a clash of heads.
Maybe not.
Here we go, round 2. You know, both guys look good on the scale, but now as I'm watching Villarreal with his shorts on,
Nice right hand by Napolitano. Big left hand by Napolitano. I thought the first shot could have been a balance issue, but he followed it up with the second and the same reaction. You know, Napolitano is a really solid prospect in the country. 7-0-1. His one draw, as we know, comes against Brandon Brewer in a fight that many thought he shouldn't have been taken anyway.
not really two fighters in the same weight class.
The rematch obviously was scheduled for earlier this year. The card was postponed, and then Brandon Brewer was also promoted himself, scheduled another fight in 2 weeks' time from New Brunswick. Maybe that's one we can revisit down the road, or have we passed that point now, Manny?
Honestly, I don't know if it's necessary now. The time to strike was not too long after the fight, where it was still fresh in people's memories. For the most part, I don't know if we need it now. I think we can continue on. Napolitano can just keep doing what he's doing and continue on with his career. Brewer technically should be in a different weight class, so. Villarreal's got a bit of a little tire going around the waist. You know, his box rec says he's 6 foot tall. I was disappointed when I saw him on the scales.
A few white lies have been known to float around the boxing world as
Villarreal actually catching Napolitano with a counter.
talk about Napolitano. He's got 72 cousins spread out between Canadian, Italian and Scottish heritage. We mentioned on one of the broadcasts in the past that his cousin Charlie Flynn was a gold medalist in the 2014 Commonwealth Games.
Just about 30 seconds left here in the second round.
Nice job.
This one's a little easier to score than the first one.
I think this was the...
Villarreal's trying to answer back with the hand speed, trying to showboat a little bit, but... "10 seconds.
You would have to think too that the performance of Flores here now will have been buoyed by his compatriot Castañón putting in such a performance against Jake Dawu and saying it can be done.
If you're in that dressing room, I'm sure it sparked a little interest in the opponents. We still have 2 great Canadian matchups to look forward to.
We really do. And it's worth mentioning, Manny, that the same corner team that just caused a massive upset with Jake Dawu will be in the corner of Sam Moses in just, what, an hour's time, maybe?
He himself, he's been walking around pretty confident.
Listen, these guys are very, very confident. I've been speaking to them a lot. I know his coach, they're from Vancouver. I've known Sam Moses for 10 years. He was a very good amateur. Certainly not with the accolades that John Michael Bianco went into the ring with, but he comes into this ring tonight with pedigree, does Sam Moses. As we get back into round 3 here, Antonio Napolitano, Edwin Flores, Villarreal, however you want to slice it.
A little more movement in this round.
I spoke to Napolitano last night as he was cutting weight at the hotel, and he said the plan was to just box and move. Obviously he's coming off that fight that got postponed against Brewer shortly before the camp. He's had to go back to work. A lot of these fighters have day jobs, as we know. We kind of relate Antonio, I do at least, to a guy like Joe Smith Jr. as he lands a big shot on the ropes on Flores, who's now calling his opponent on. What are we seeing, Manny?
Lucas Daddy giving some pretty decent advice. You know, Villarreal's fighting uphill now. Clash of heads was a bad sign for him from the start.
Wasn't a good start, was it?
No,
Getting
it
headbutted.
wasn't. It just muted the whole thing for him. He hasn't been able to get off.
Obviously unintentional.
Yeah,
He must.
absolutely.
must relay.
Antonio in this round seems to be using his movement a little bit more. Seems to be choosing his spots.
Good job downstairs.
Keep in mind, this is only a 6-rounder. Originally, I believe it was scheduled for 8.
Nice overhand right hand. Oh my word! That is a fantastic knockout by Antonio Napolitano. Flores is up, but he's up too early. He's up too early if you'd ask me.
I watched this man's eyes open up on the canvas and he sprung up.
Referee Mark Simmons has given Flores every chance. He is ready. That was a big shot by Napolitano. Oh my word! Big shot to gain by Napolitano.
Smelling blood in the water. Minute left in the round.
Can Flores hold on? No! This fight should be over. I believe Mark Simmons is going to give him the credits of account. I think this fight's it.
At least he's taking the time this time around.
He's not getting up.
Oh, he's getting up. You don't know Mexico. He gave us a wound asking for more.
Ladies and gentlemen, some fights. Mark Simmons has given Flores the benefit of the doubt here. I don't know if he's doing him a favour or not. I'm really not sure.
He's going to keep a close watch on him. Don't be surprised if he...
Big shot from the southpaw stance by Napolitano. That's over. Big statement by Antonio Napolitano. The Three Lions Promotions fighters get back to winning ways here.
Disappointed Villarreal, but those left hooks.
Big performance by Antonio Napolitano. I thought he was about to do a backflip in the centre of the ring then.
Wow.
I tell you what though, his performance, I always say, and it sounds silly, but if you're going to wear a pair of shorts like that, you better fight just like that. Fantastic performance by Antonio Napolitano of St. Catharines, Ontario, as he moves to 8-0-1 right now.
Back in the win column for Three Lions Promotion and their team. Napolitano bringing it home. Job well done by him and his team.
Different matchmaker for that one.
Yes, sir. Well, I will say this. Those left hooks would have hurt just about anyone in this division.
No doubt.
Kid's poised to take on the division and start making a climb towards that top 15. He's a young man, and the Canadian fans need to get behind him. We need to start backing these guys. We do have real potential up north.
I don't think, obviously, and again, no disrespect to Flores Villarreal, but it's not exactly going to send shockwaves through the boxing community. It is, however, a statement, and if you watch that fight, you're going to be a lot more impressed than you would if you just read the results on BoxRec.
And the beauty part is the knockout came. He didn't go looking for it, he just kept working.
Word with Antonio.
Sure, his fans are going to be looking forward to hearing from him. quite a few people in the crowd tonight. We do have a full house. She is sold out.
The atmosphere is good in here right now, but obviously once we start getting into the Ryan Rozicki fight, when the main event comes around, it's going to erupt.
Something happens when Ryan Rozicki's music hits. People know what to expect.
Ladies and gentlemen, here for the Hammer, Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. The official time comes to you 2:39 in round number 3. As our referee Mark Simmons waves a halt to this contest, to the winner by TKO, he is still undefeated, the Fighting Pride.